Being with a controlling man isn't a bad thing as long as you don't allow him to control you. So today I'm going to teach you how to know if you're dating a control freak and what you need to do so you can have a healthy relationship with healthy boundaries. I'm Jason Silver, the dating coach for ambitious women. On this channel, Attract Great Guys, we explore the truth about men and how you can attract a committed, loving relationship with a great guy. Hit that red subscribe button and the little notification bell next to it so you get notified of all of my upcoming VIP trainings. Now let's jump right into it. Here's how you can spot control freak guys and tame their behavior. Number one, it's his way or the highway. It can be difficult to date a controlling guy because he feels as though he's always right. Doesn't matter if it's how to clean the house or where to go to dinner or how to raise the kids you share, whatever it is, he thinks he knows best. Now this kind of attitude leads to him wanting to set the rules. And if you dare say no, or tell him that you don't like his way of doing things, it can be a major problem. Number two, he offers more constructive criticism than he does praise. One of the problems of dating a control freak is that he likes to point out things that he thinks you're doing wrong. Maybe he corrects your spelling or the way you talk, or he doesn't like the way you clean the dishes or fold the beds, or he doesn't like how you drive or do whatever. Number three, he rarely admits to being wrong. Doesn't matter if it's something silly or serious, he's never going to admit when something is his fault because he's afraid if he does say he's wrong that you're going to use it against him and say he's dumb or incompetent, or maybe his fragile ego just doesn't even allow him to consider it could be his fault. His thinking is black and white, and it's very uncomfortable for him to admit in any way, shape, or form that he's not perfect. So what is the best way for you to deal with this kind of guy? Do you talk to him like a child? Because I get that you love the guy despite him being controlling. I am certain that he has other redeeming qualities. But if you're going to go toe-to-toe with a control freak, you need to learn to talk to him in a way that he responds to. So the best way to respond and talk to him is to be very explicit about how you feel and what you need. So you're using I statements. Let's say he walks into the kitchen and he says, "You need to clean the floor because it's disgusting." And you say to him that you were planning on actually doing it, and he's like, "No, you need to do it right now." Maybe you insist you're busy, he goes off complaining. This is how you respond. "Look, I know you'd like me to clean it right now. I feel like you're upset. I can hear that. I'm busy. And it makes me feel like you don't respect me when I'm spoken to that way." It's important to use I statements when you're telling him how you feel, because if you just say, "You're a jerk. How would you like it if I did this or I did that?" it immediately gets him in the defensive mode. If you just tell him how you're feeling using I statements, not blaming him, just telling him how his treating you this way is making you feel, using I statements, there is nothing that he can say to argue that. And if you're with a man who treats you in this way, the bottom line is that's not a control freak. Here's an example. Let's say he walks into the kitchen and he says something about the dishes. He's like, "These aren't clean. They're not cleaned the right way. Look at this." Or he says, "Why isn't this in the schedule? Why didn't you tell me that this was in the schedule? This, da, 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 da." And he's just da, 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 constantly of what you need to do, how you need to do it, why it's not right. Here's how you respond to that. You take a pause, you check in with yourself on how you're feeling, and then you let him know using I statements, not pointing your finger at him, but talking about yourself, about how this is making you feel. So you tell him, like, "When I hear you say this and that, it makes me feel sad, makes me feel, like you don't care about me. I'm not saying that you don't care about me. This is just how I feel. This is how I react to when I'm spoken to that way." So the next thing after you pause and acknowledge and share your feelings is you acknowledge his feelings. I acknowledge that you really want this done. You really want it done now in this way, or whatever the situation is. And you say, "Let's come up with a way to resolve this. I want to resolve this. I want to feel better. You want to feel better. Let's resolve it." You're either going to be with a partner who wants to work through things with you, or you're going to be with someone who doesn't. At the end of the day, the real question here is, what are you doing together? What's your purpose? Do you want to be in a loving, thriving relationship? Because you both have a choice. to be there. You both are choosing to be with one another. So are you choosing to be with someone who wants to work towards a healthy, happy relationship, or are you with someone who just wants to be right? Because at the end of the day, we can't place expectations on our partner. We have to accept them for who they are. So this is why it's so important for you to be very clear on what kind of relationship you want and what kind of relationship you need, and you share that with him. You tell him what you want, what you need, and if he wants it and if he's willing to work for it, great. And if not, then anything I say to you, anything that happens in the future, there's no way to make it work. If you don't have a partner that wants the same things you want, then what do you have? Inevitable fights and disagreements and potential abuse, because neither of you really wants to be in the relationship that you're in. That's why at the end of the day, you can be with someone who's got controlling character traits. You can be with someone, no one's perfect. But once you get to a point where you both can't agree on the relationship you want, you can't agree on the role that he plays in the relationship and the role that you play, if you can't agree on the responsibilities that you want to take on and the responsibilities that he wants to take on, if you can't agree on these basic things such as roles and responsibilities and how you want to treat each other, well then, what's left? Again, disagreement. So that's why I encourage you to take a step out of these situations where you're at each other's throats and really sit down and try journaling and writing, what kind of relationship do I want? What is important to me? What roles do I want to take on in the relationship? What responsibilities do I want to take on? And what do I expect of him? And does he agree with those roles and responsibilities? And does he agree with my roles and responsibilities? When you begin to start addressing that in a relationship and get on the same page of what you both want in the future, then you can work towards it. But if you don't even agree on your vision, if you don't even agree on your relationship, then fighting, then all of your negative character traits, all of those things are just bound to come up, and you're just bound to continue fighting. So now that you watch this video, I hope you can use this insight to not only know if the man you're dating is controlling, but also how to tame it and to get deeply connected to the type of relationship that you both want. And if you want to take this to the next level and learn more advanced tactics about how to actually communicate and build a healthier relationship and how to attract a real quality man, I've got a great program called Inside the Male Mind, which gives you a step-by-step approach to attracting these higher quality men and building a foundation of a relationship that works and lasts a lifetime. Just click the link in the description below to learn more now. Thank you so much for watching. Be well.